There you go. What he said. I am, I'm me. There you go. Stuff it up your ass. Now, there you go, Gene. That's the man right there. The one, the only mean Gene Costine the third. Mean Gene. There he is. And now, right there, and old Biffy, you may plaster the image or whatever the hell it is. You go ahead, Gene, and you know, you click on that thing he's sticking there, and you'll go right into your Google Plus, and you can listen to the show like you always wanted to. F everybody. Well, no. Kate stopped in her infinite wisdom.
Yes.
No, she stopped the Google Plus feed. She's like, coffee and cigarettes doesn't need to do that because nobody wants to sit there and stare at you for 3 hours. Right. I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot, bitch.
Yes.
Anyway, so whatever. Gene doesn't actually go to Google Plus to stare at me.
Yes.
He's not like George. Okay. He's not in his room there just jacking off to beat the band. So you go there, Gene. You'll hear it just fine because, of course, that's what he likes about Google Plus.
Yes.
It's not shit. Yeah. That's right. It's not shit. So there you go. And don't say I don't give you nothing.
Yes.
Right there. There you go. So Gene has his own Google Plus link, and we have our regular jumpy, crappy Spreaker feed. You know. But hey, you folks on the Spreaker feed there, if you come in and it sounds like ass, you know, just feel free, fill your boots, get on over to Google Plus and enjoy the real show.
Yeah.
That's right. It's the least I can do. There we go. So, well, look at that, Biffy. Yeah. 10:30, time for a commercial. Well, it is. And I gotta go. I gotta take that commercial break. But don't you worry, when we come back, I actually really honestly do have stories here for you. I do. It's we got the stories actually ready to go tonight, so don't be too excited. You know, I am a professional.
Yes.
So we do have the show coming up for you here. And, of course, right when we come back from the commercial, as always, we will hear from our man, yes, the one, the only Brock Favors, HTLA Chopper 1, with your traffic update today.
Yeah.
So, everybody, now that we've done all the technical crap and Gene has been satisfied, we can go for a break and get your refills, whatever you're going to do, drink, smoke, eat, fart, whatever. And, yeah, we'll be back in 2.
For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons, always fresh, always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce dryer bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer and I never have to remember.
like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful.
A broom closet.
But the best part was the shower. My wife drying herself in the Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain.
Defined the whole vacation for her.
Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Batten down your glasses. White rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
In the studio with us today are millions of Americans. Millions, welcome.
Our pleasure.
We're asking millions of Americans to get their children's eyes examined once a year. All in favor of annual eye exams for children 3 and up, say aye.
Aye.
Say, I care means you care.
I care means you care.
Now say, Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Sally sells she sells. Oops.
Gotcha.
By the seashore.
A public service message of the American Optometric Association.
You're listening to Coffee
They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
and Cigarettes.
Share my cigarette with her. Yeah. I fucked her every Wednesday evening.
With Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans
Grow by the billions.
so they've got to buy those
yeah.
extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
And I remember, too, when we were in the alleyway, pants zipped up. There was this one, sleazy-looking guy who walked by who was staring at us.
Yeah.
And you turned around, and, he was what? What's your problem?
Yeah.
And you said, you don't give a shit.
Yeah, Gilbert, you clearly don't remember.
Yes.
He didn't actually say, what?
Yes.
That's not what he said. He said, I'm Glenn Woods, and this is the Bold Republic Alley. What are you doing in here?
Yeah.
I nearly got kicked out of a theater. I can't remember what I saw about 2 weeks ago because I was booing and screaming.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Louie.
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you?
A million times.
Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't have an eye.
Now, then there was that time I caught you doing it.
That was a mistake on my part.
Right. Well, I guess, things like that happen, and,
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
Gilbert, that was a mistake on my part, Godfrey. That's right.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Well, then you'd think you'd have some more money. Yeah. Louis, are you still driving around that 1982 Honda Civic? Huh?
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
I guess not.
Yes.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, well, welcome back to the big show. Of course, your Coffee and Cigarettes Tuesday Espresso, brought to you by the fine folks Tim Hortons at New York City.
Yes.
Many fine locations across the city to serve your coffee and baked goods needs. Hey, they said I had to say it?
Yes.
They didn't say how I had to say it. So I take a little artistic license.
Yes.
Yeah, sue me.
Yes.
Guys at Tim Hortons corporate right now are like, oh, yeah, we're going to sue you, motherfucker. Yes, they are, and yes, they will. And that's fine. You know,
Yes.
I have no problem with that. Go ahead.
Yes.
Bring it, Timmy man. Yeah. For every dollar you waste trying to sue me, well, that's money that could be going in your pocket. Well, moving on now. Yes. Okay. Boom. There it is. The Google Plus link there is there for your pleasure.
Yes.
If you'd like to come right now, you can actually see what looks like a promo for Kate's Lonely on Top show.
Yes.
Hosted by Kate Taylor, of course, CEO of HTLA Radio 1 and founder of the pro-femininity movement.
Yes.
This is a movement that believes that women should be in nothing but G-strings and push-up bras, and I agree. Yeah, of course, it looks like Gene's in there right now.
Yes.
Oops, he just shared his camera. Okay, next. Let's not go there. Oh, my God, there was jizz all over the screen. Well, Gilbert, you know, with your hobby,
yes,
you know, you should probably like it over there. What was tell the folks what you like to do?
I don't want to brag.
Well, just tell them.
But I pride myself on watching naked actresses in movies and jerking off.
There you go. Now, technically, Kate isn't an actress.
Yes.
She's a writer, but...
same thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I think Gene's embarrassed. As soon as I mentioned the jizz all over the screen, he's logged off. That's okay, Gene. I do it too.
Yes.
Well, not with pictures of Kate. No. Yeah.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Louis, it's jerking off. You don't actually have to worry about things like that.
Yes.
It's a scientific impossibility.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
It's about fucking time. Move on. Move on.
What are you, sleeping, Biff? What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, anyway, gang, we're back from that first commercial break.
Yes.
Of course, it is time to head on over to HTLA's Chopper 1, high above the streets of somewhere.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure it's never New York. Of course, ace Vietnam veteran pilot Chip Pendleton is behind the stick.
Yes.
Or on the stick, however they say
yes.
it. On the stick, and they're up there tonight with your traffic report. Let's go, Brock.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with Traffic on the Ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here at the chopper. But I got to tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh, my God! Oh! No, stop! Oh! Whew.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we are over the 10. It is massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do. Oh, goddamn! We gonna die in this mother. Oh my God! Woo! Okay.
All right, there he is.
Okay, I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, please! Oh, goddamn! Oh, get me out this motherfucking death machine right now! Oh, no, black people ain't meant to be in this guy! We ain't meant to be in this guy, man! Oh, mama, help me, mother... But a 405 is up right now. Ain't nobody going down this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, folks.
It's all right. Calm down.
I'm very sorry, but I'm losing my up here.
Actually, you have every right to. We're about to crash.
That happened.
Yes.
But folks, what's more important right at this particular moment is Gene Costine is reporting back in the Spreaker live chat, of course, that the Spreaker stream is completely messed up. Yeah. So apparently he's going on over to Google.
Yes.
And it's, of course, you can't... he can't chat and listen to Google at the same time.
Yes.
So he's going to stop chatting and go over to Google and listen to the show that way. So we wish you well, Gene, in the Interverse.
Yeah.
Yes, get over there. Also, he wants me to mention to George, of course, that today is William Shatner's birthday. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that, George?
I did not sleep with him.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, come on. You got to have something more to say about that. It's an auspicious occasion. Oh.
I soared through the galaxy, driving a huge starship
Yeah.
with a crew made up of people from all over this world.
Right.
Many different races, many different cultures, many different heritages,
Mhm.
all working together. And our mission was to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations,
Uh-huh.
to boldly go where no one has gone before.
You know that Shatner's line, right? Yeah.
Do you think I'm sexually aroused by Mr. Shatner?
I don't know, but you always complain that he steals the show.
Yes.
You just stole his entire opening monologue there. What was it about Bill that you first noticed, George?
What particularly was exciting was he had blonde forearm hair, and he was tan. That's when what caught my eye when I first saw him.
Right. Yeah. Well, that did it to me too.
Yes.
Okay. Well, great, and I'm glad you did not sleep with him.
Yeah.
And I guess that's that we'll call that a happy birthday, Bill.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now, geez, we're about 10 minutes away from our the end of our first hour.
Yes.
And I only have another hour. I think we're going long. Yeah, because I got a lot of stories to cover.
Yes.
Yeah, I got no time to cover them.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm not even done. No, because earlier today, talking to Greg Howe, St. Catharines, Ontario.
Yes.
And he of course commented on the we on Fox 11 this morning on the morning shows. We did a segment about these two kayakers.
Yes.
That went and kayaked down this river in a national park.
Yes.
And they went down the falls, and they GoPro recorded the whole thing, and of course that went viral. Yeah. Well, and then they got fines for doing it. So careful what you wish for in your wannabe viral content. You might just be in for lawsuits and crap. Yeah. But anyway, we're talking about this story this morning.
Yes.
And Greg Howe comes on there, and he's talking about, in Canada, that's not how we do it. We're real men. We go down these things in inner tubes. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it's the story all across Canada.
Yes.
It could be, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say it. But on the West Coast, of course, the tradition started by using the inner tubes of logging trucks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, big logging trucks and big Caterpillar earth mover kind of vehicles.
Yes.
You know, those ones that they got dump trucks that look like they dwarf the World Trade Center.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, those tires, contrary to popular belief,
yes.
People think that they're actually solid rubber.
Yes.
They're actually not, although they should be.
Yes.
Because these things, you have to have a crane to change the wheels. But, you know. But anyway, these huge vehicle inner tubes.
Yes.
Of course, you know, us Canadian whack jobs get a 2 for a beer and start pumping up. You know. Well, I mean, these things, you can blow them up huge.
Yes.
And like, I'm serious. You can sit like 12 people on these things and cruise down a river. Well, anyway, inner tubing, at least on the West Coast, is like I say, it's like a national pastime.
Yes.
It's like baseball on roids. You know, it is. So that's fine. He reminded me,
yes,
of a situation that happened to me. I guess, well, about 12, 13 years ago, something like that.
Yes.
I was 33 years old.
Yes.
Out camping with a girl, you know, to get laid, and. I was out camping, and we went to Lake Cowichan.
Yes.
Now, that's a place that Louis knows very well because, of course, he lives in Lake Cowichan.
Yes.
And, you know, there's that 8-minute commute up to Mill Bay, you know. So anyway, it's summertime.
Yes.
You know, it's June or July. It's the dead of summer. It's really nice and hot. And so, yeah, this girl and I, we went up to Lake Cowichan and went out in the nice boonies there. We don't go to campsites.
Yes.
Because they're too, there's freaking people there, you know. Not so much with the people. So we just go into the woods.
Yes.
We go off the beaten path. We're out there with the bears and the Sasquatch. So we're out there camping.
Yes.
And of course, on day 2, we decide in the morning we're going to start at this particular point in the Cowichan River.
Yes.
And we're going to take it all the way down to the ocean. Now we got this thing figured out.
Yes.
Now there's only her and I, and you know, Greg mentioned, you know, life jackets.
Yes.
I have never seen a Canadian on the west coast of Canada ever on a river doing inner tubing with a life jacket. No. That's just. Well, no, because of course, you know, that something like that, it's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not cool. I mean, people would call you gay for that. So anyway, that's all fine. So we okay. So you know, Friday night we have our little party.
Yes.
And Saturday morning we get up and we're going to embark on the leg of our journey.
Yes.
Now yours truly, you know, I've got a map.
Yes.
You know, I know that we're going to cover 75 miles of the river today.
Yes.
And given current flow rate projections, you know, we'll leave in the 8 o'clock in the morning kind of thing.
Yes.
And we will head out to and actually make contact with the Strait of Juan de Fuca in just a little over 12 hours.
Yes.
The map I was using didn't take a few things into consideration. Well, no, because from the map's perspective,
yes,
it looked like, yeah, we go down through these nice, beautiful valleys.
Yes.
The last vestiges of unclear-cut forests.
Yes.
We'll go down through these valleys, and there's that nice big S curve there. That's and we'll go down, and you know, figuring it out, we're moving at about 5 miles an hour.
Yes.
You know, figure out the mileage. Boom, boom, boom. 12 hours. Bob's your uncle. We're in the ocean.
Yes.
Well, you see, my girl and I, we weren't stupid.
Yes.
No. We had our big inner tubes. We had 2 of them.
Yes.
And but then, smart us, we actually had a proper, 6-chamber, super safe,
yes,
inflatable raft that we took with us.
Yes.
because Canadians are smart.
Yes.
So we load this raft up. We've got a cooler.
Yes.
We've got like another 2 for a beer.
Yes.
We've got more food than her and I could eat in a week. Yeah, we got pop, we got chips,
Yes.
we got bottled water.
Yes.
We got a. I even think we had an emergency medical pack with us.
Yes.
So we were cruising down this river and
Yes.
having a great time. I'm loaded Molson Canadian rocks. You know. She's all bikini wearing and, you know, giving me little peekaboos of what's between her legs. It's all good. It's all good. So we're cruising out. Great afternoon.
Yes.
You know, it's beautiful. Well, yeah, it gets around 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And the sun is starting to get long in the sky.
Yes.
And it's starting to cool off a bit. So I'm like, well, let me kind of redo my figure in here.
Yes.
Let's see, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Well, to noon, that's your 4 hours.
Yes.
Then you go till you're 5, that's 9 hours.
Yes.
God, we're still 3 hours away from the ocean.
Yes.
So, you know, rather than kick it into, you know, maximum warp. We decide, well, you know, maybe what we'll do is we'll pull over to the, you know, the bank of the river.
Yes.
One of these spots where there's a clearing. We'll pull over and, you know, we'll just make a fire and set up a little camp there and just camp overnight.
Yes.
No big deal, right?
Yes.
Or so they thought. Yeah. Well, on the map, there was this big, you know, it was like a 90-degree curve to the right.
Yes.
And then on the map, it showed, you know, like 200 meters, it would curve then 90 degrees to the left.
Yes.
And then go for like 100 meters and then curve about 90 degrees to the left again. It was like this U shape in the river.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, well, right at this U shape, on the left-hand side of the bank of the river, there's this nice clearing there with some trees and dirt, and there's,
yes,
you know, it's firewood is readily available. Great place to camp, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is where it gets hairy. This is, yeah. It does. It gets hairy, of course, because we come around the first bend.
Yes.
And I noticed that directly ahead of us now, sort of at the bottom of this U shape.
Yes.
There's about a sheer cliff, about 250 feet, goes straight up.
Yes.
So we're starting to gain up speed because there's rapids through this S turn or what have you.
Yeah.
And I look up and I see all these trees, and there's a bunch of trees that have fallen over time down into the river right there.
Yes.
So there's this sort of, you know, minefield of these, well, trees in British Columbia, you know, pretty much the small ones are like 12 feet around.
Yes.
Well, shit. We come across this one big tree right across the river.
Yes.
And because the rapids were moving so fast at that time, we tried to paddle off to the side of the shore.
Yes.
And just portage everything across. No such luck.
Yes.
No, in a blink of an eye, we were pushed right into this big set of a root system that was sticking out of the water.
Yes.
Completely ripped apart my inner tube with the girlfriends.
Yes.
And the raft with all the emergency supplies was still attached to her.
Yes.
But my tube went down right into the corner of this thing. Now, you got to remember the water is moving like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Well, shit. My tube hit, I guess, a branch or a root or something underwater.
Yes.
And, of course, that flipped me into the water.
Yes.
And, man, never experienced anything like this before or since, thank God. But as soon as I hit the water, I was pulled straight down. Yeah. You know, you're looking at the river and you're seeing it move down the river.
Yes.
You're thinking, okay, well, the current is going that way.
Yes.
Nope. And I guess through, that whole bottom of that U shape.
Yes.
Of course, there's all these huge trees that have fallen off that cliff 250 feet above me.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't really so much worried about another, 250 foot tall tree coming down and killing me. I was more worried because the force of the water pressure, when I got underwater there,
yes,
what I saw was not only a bunch of big 12-foot in diameter British Columbia trees all in a big mishmash down there.
Yes.
But the water current pushed me right down to the bottom of the floor of the river, right down to the rocks.
Yes.
And I came up against a tree.
Yes.
And I think the only reason I'm alive today is because that tree had branches, because, of course, the bark underneath the water gets all slimy and you can't grab onto it. It just breaks away.
Yes.
So there I am, stuck to this tree.
Yes.
About 50 feet underwater, because it takes a real deep dip in there. And I'm underwater climbing this tree just to get back up to a root system at the surface.
Yes.
I'll tell you, it's a good thing I was not wearing a life jacket. Yeah. Because I'll tell you, my life jacket sure as shit would have got caught on roots down there.
Yes.
And I would have drowned trying to be buoyant. Anyway, the whole thing exhausted me because, of course, I'm going against the I don't know, it felt like 75-mile-an-hour water.
Yes.
But I guess it was probably more close to 40 or 50. But when you're next to naked and, well, really drunk.
Yes.
Let me tell you, the water is not only freezing freaking cold down there because sun never hits it down there. Yeah, trust me, it took everything I had just to get back up to the surface. And then I'm up at the surface now.
Yes.
I'm clinging onto the tree for dear life. Now I can see the girl. She's over on the left bank. She actually made it after I guess after my dead weight fell away. So she makes it over to the left bank.
Yes.
And, she didn't even care. Didn't even care. No, she had drug she drug the raft with all the food and supplies and everything.
Yes.
And her inner tube and stuff. She drugged them over to a nice clearing there and was setting up camp. So there I am clinging to this tree.
Yes.
Now in the bottom of this U-shaped thing, it's just a maze of trees and branches and crap all around me. The river is probably about 75 to 80 feet wide at this point where I'm at.
Yes.
And I'm right at the base of this 200-foot sheer cliff with a forest upstairs thinking about dropping on me. Well, anyway, long story short, I just manned up.
Yes.
I did. Yeah, I just said, F it. I'm not going to get out of here unless I just dive and swim for it. So I did.
Yes.
About 20 minutes later and about, 300 or 400 meters downstream, I finally got out of the water. And, of course, finally walked my way back up to her little campsite there.
Yes.
And she was just about done cooking dinner.
Yes.
So, but we didn't make it much past there.
Yes.
Because, as I said, there was things that were not indicated on the map. Of course, one of those things would be, I don't know, a bridge with traffic and a whole bunch of rocks and a cliff and another 200-foot drop waterfall. So needless to say, I never did see the ocean that particular day on that particular trip.
Yes.
But I was happy to report I had lots of sex that night, too. And there we go. That's the first entire hour of this show gone. It's gone. Yeah.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
I'll tell stories till the end of time if they let me up. Anyway, we do have to go for our second commercial break. We're lucky. At least we got Biff in there. Or not Biff, Brock.
Yes.
Actually did get the traffic in there. And, of course, when we come back from this commercial break, we will be bringing you Dick Gently with the weather.
Yes.
And then I can probably tell you about a story about a house party a couple of years earlier. Well, whatever. I'm going to actually focus on the stories that matter to you.
Yes.
So there you go. Get yourself some refills. Whatever you're eating, drinking, whatever, we'll be back into.
For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful.
A broom closet.
But the best part was the shower. My wife drying herself in the Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain.
Defined the whole vacation for her.
Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Let's do a brand new day. Let's step away from the bland and let the color fly. Let's get to the one store with more number one choices and match this or this without using too much of this. Then let's crack open a can and get to it. Paint? No. Let's do POW. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Glidden Duo starts at a new lower price of $25.46 a gallon.
Batten down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
In the studio with us today are millions of Americans. Millions, welcome.
Our pleasure.
We're asking millions of Americans to get their children's eyes examined once a year. All in favor of annual eye exams for children 3 and up, say aye.
Aye.
Say, I care means you care.
I care means you care.
Now say, Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Sally sells she sells. Goose.
Gotcha.
By the seashore.
A public service message of the American Optometric Association.
You're listening to Coffee
They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
and Cigarettes.
Share my cigarette with her. Yeah, I fucked her every Wednesday evening.
With Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Now, I remember sitting next to you on a plane. Hey, yo, Joe, hey.
Okay. Interesting. Yes. I remember that time when you sat on that tree.
Yes.
Yes.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Yes, Louis, it is part of being a Klingon. Yes. Kalis would be proud of my achievement over the river that day.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're back, Louis. Do you want to say anything?
Mr. T would be proud of you.
That's right, because Mr. T would have died in that river. Yeah.
You would have loved the guy. Never drank, never smoked, did drugs, nothing. He had only one obsession. and that was the women.
He just pitied the fool, and yeah.
If you think that you were clever with women, you wouldn't stand a candle with this guy.
No.
Or Muhammad Ali was another one with women. I did 2 films with him.
Yeah.
We were doing a big boxing movie with 200 or 300 people in the stand, and he walked in and had beside him stood his macho honcho, and those were all the Muslims. So they had those little thin ties and suits.
Yeah.
And he would point at the female, and he went and got him and gave him a note. And every 20, 30 minutes, they would go into his dressing room. Yeah. But they were only talking about negotiations, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all about the business, yeah.
It's all about the business.
Well, welcome back, gang. HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, bringing it to you. Coffee and cigarettes Tuesday. Espresso for this year, 22nd of March, 2016. Brussels. Boom. Should have called it the Tuesday Brussels. That's what I should have done. Would have been good.
Same thing.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now it's time to bring you some of those stories from Brussels that have the folks trying to get Brussels sprouts recipes just up in arms. Yeah. Now, of course, I was kidding when I said that.
Yes.
I hate Brussels sprouts. Thanks, Mom, for nothing. Yeah. No, and you know, it was always a rule around our house at Christmas time.
Yes.
Well, of course, my mom had 7 sisters, so of course, you know, no shortage of aunts' houses to go pilfer at Christmas time. Yeah. Jeez, there I go again. I'm starting off on another story.
Yes.
Maybe I should do a show, Stories with Crash.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Yeah, I think story time with the Crash Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't even need you guys for that. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, so she had 7 sisters, so there was aunts and uncles aplenty.
Yes.
Cousins all over the place, including one that I really wanted to bang. I even have a gay cousin named Steven.
Yes.
Who wanted to bang me.
Yes.
So it's kind of that win-lose thing. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's time to get into the Brussels sprout stories tonight. And what do we got for you? Well, the story behind the Brussels photo you saw everywhere. Of course, I have no idea what this photo is.
Yes.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't, but quote, help us is the quote here. Great, stellar writing as always.
Yes.
Well, Ketavan Kardava, say that 5 times fast. 36 years old, a special correspondent in Brussels of Georgian Public Broadcaster. That's the GPB.
Yes.
GPB. Peanut butter, eh? Well, the correspondent was in the departure hall of the Brussels airport in Belgium, headed to Geneva on an assignment when the first explosion went off 1.5 meters from where she was standing. Boom. Well, her first reaction was to take out her camera as glass, debris, and smoke swirled in the air around her. You viral hunter. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you gotta... I was in shock, she said, but it was instinct. Oh, yes. Right. Well, the first photo she took was a picture of 2 women, bloody and covered in debris, and it spread around the world as an iconic image of the horror of Tuesday's terror attacks. For now, Kardava is safe at home, but she speaks with a shaky voice, repeating, quote, I was not able to help them. I had to take this picture so it would go viral. Yeah. Everyone was covered in blood. They lost their legs, and all I could do was take pictures and get famous. All of them, she said. I kept looking to see my legs with my hands. I wanted to feel them.
Yes.
Kardava says as soon as she realized she was alive, she screamed for help. What a pussy. Do your job, journalist. God. I was shouting, doctor, doctor, doctor. And no one was there. When no one came, she took her camera back out and snapped a photo of the woman in the yellow jacket. What do you do in this situation if you're a journalist? Help! Ask a doctor to come or take a photo. Yes, in that very moment, I realized that to show the world what was happening in this moment of terror, a photo was more important. Well, she kept taking photos and screaming for help until armed soldiers came and shot her. The people I photographed were not able to run, and I wasn't able to help them. It was very, very difficult for me to leave them, but I took their pictures and left. She says I was the only person on my feet. I wanted to help all of them, but I couldn't, so I just took pictures of them all and left. Yeah, Biff, this is me closing that story because I don't care about furthering this bitch's career. Right. Yeah, no, she's done. F her.
Yes.
Well, global landmarks are lighting up in Belgian colors, of course, to honor the victims of the Brussels attacks. I'm sure they're very touched. That's right. The colors of the Belgian flag are lighting up One World Trade Center tonight. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Why don't we open up a 24/7 quickie mosque, too? Well, once again, our world has endured another senseless tragedy due to the cowardly acts of truly evil people, but the global community remains united, says Andrew Cuomo, before he went to an undisclosed location to hide.
Yes.
The building that symbolizes America's recovery from the 2011-2001 terrorist attacks joins landmarks worldwide that have taken on hues of black, yellow, and red in solidarity with Belgium. Really? I haven't noticed on Facebook. Has everybody got those stupid Belgian flags over their face now? Really? Here it is, people. You weren't there. You don't stand with anybody.
Yes.
But actually, you're standing in a big group of people that are pissing me off. Yeah, Gene says, too bad the journalist lived.
Yes.
That should be my slogan in life. Oh, now there's probably a number of you out there going, oh, that crash is such a prick. Yeah, well, it's like a sergeant in the U.S. Army once told me.
Yes.
After having his legs and one arm blown off in a convoy. You can stand with me all the F you want. But I can't stand and you're an asshole. Try that on for size, world.
Yes.
Oh, so now we've got this lovely series of pics on Twitter, of course.
Yes.
Because that is your news source.
Yes.
All these pics of all these buildings around the world displaying Belgian colors. Oh, isn't it nice? Yeah, I'm closing that one too, Biff. What a joke. Well, actually, no. I've got a bigger joke for you. Oh, yeah. That's right. I do. And then this one involves two special men that are very close to my heart in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is difficult for me.
Yes.
Because, well, and I'm actually going to say it in public now, I want to kill our president. Yeah. Yeah, Wayne S. Pierce says the NSA is listening.
Yes.
So let it be known right now that this Canadian boy right here wants to assassinate President Obama. Right here. Yeah. That's me. And NSA, if you happen to want to just drop me a $25,000 sniper rifle and 3 rounds, I'm good to go. Yeah. No, really, I'm serious.
Yes.
I will do the bitch. Yeah. Yeah. No, not even kidding, because of course what I'm talking about.
Yes.
There's a two-story here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first story I'm going to tell you about, well, actually, well, I'm just going to say it.
Yes.
Today, well, the terrorist attacks in Brussels are going on.
Yes.
The world terror alert is rising everywhere.
Yes.
The Americans are on full alert. NORAD is pooping its pants. You know, all this stuff is going on.
Yes.
Where is our commander-in-chief? Well, I'll tell you, he might as well have been in an inner tube on Lake Cowichan. Yeah. No, he might as well have been.
Yes.
For all the good he's doing. Where he was today, well, he was fulfilling his regular scheduled itinerary in Cuba by taking in a freaking baseball game with the El Presidente. Yes, and of course, there's numerous photos of him and fat-ass Michelle.
Yes.
And they're sitting there, and they're oohing, and they're awing, and they're cheering in the stands for these teams. They don't know who the F they are. All right. You know, and it kind of reminded me something.
Yes.
It kind of reminded me of George W. Bush there reading the story to the kids on the morning of 9/11. In one of these shots at the baseball game,
yes,
not even kidding, his Secret Service personnel come over and whisper in his ear.
Yes.
And he looks up and he smiles and laughs.
Yes.
And then he whispers to Michelle.
Yes.
And then El Presidente over on his left, he's like, ooh, what is going on? So then, Buttface.
Yes.
Leans over to El Presidente.
Yes.
Tells him what's going on.
Yes.
And then El Presidente points to the infield, and they both laugh. Did he get up from his seat?
Yes.
No. But if you ask me, did he sit there for 6 more innings?
Yes.
Why, you'd be absolutely correct, sir.
Yes.
Yes, he did. And then after that, was he whisked away to some command center or helicopter 1 or whatever the F it is? Huh? Was he? Huh? No. No, then it was off to downtown Cuba for a little bit of shopping.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to buy Michelle a new thing to cover her ness.
Yes.
No, they went shopping, and then they went back to their hotel, of course.
Yes.
Got ready for dinner with El Presidente. Yeah. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen of the United States.
Yes.
Who was acting as commander-in-chief.
Yes.
Indeed, as president of this fine country.
Yes.
It's the one and the only Donald Trump, publicly speaking, trying to calm people, settle some nerves, and just trying to do something. It was nice to see, but holy Christ. So there's Donald Trump, businessman.
Yes.
Not even liked by the Republican Party.
Yes.
Nobody freaking likes this guy, apparently.
Yes.
But amazingly, 74% of the country's behind him. Well, he's got no vested interest in any of this crap.
Yes.
Because, of course, when he takes office, he's just going to kick everyone's ass. Now, quite often in the last 10, 12 years,
yes,
we've been using a lot of special forces.
Yes.
Well, you Army and Navy guys, all you regular forces guys, the Air Force, all you guys, get ready because you're going to be busy. Now. Oh, and don't worry about the world police security jobs you're currently doing in places like, Hong Kong and Korea and all those places like that, because they're not going to pay the bills. So you're going to be pulled out, but you're going to be thrust into some other war zones. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and breaking news right now, Donald Trump wins Arizona primary.
Yes.
It's only a matter of time, Obama. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If I had the opportunity and if I had the sweet sniper rifle I got picked up.
Yes.
I will take the Obama head clean right off. Yep. And I know it would be a personal favor to tens of thousands of Americans out there if I were to kill Michelle as well.
Yes.
But that's another bullet. They're expensive. But so there's Donald Trump, taking the lead there, trying to support and condone people and get the word from Brussels as to the extent of the attacks.
Yes.
Try to get some sort of tactical overview of what's going on, and assholes at a baseball game. I was so angry today.
Yes.
At our lovely president, I tweeted him. Yes, I did. I tweeted to him and I said, this country is pretty goddamn sad when somebody who doesn't even have the job yet is doing your job while you're taking in a baseball game in filthy Cuba. Not very impressed, POTUS. Not impressed at all.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I did today. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, the next story. Let's take a look at Obama's Cuba experiment, shall we? Well, in Havana, of course, to quote one of the fiercest Cuban-American critics, Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, President Obama knew exactly what he was doing. The White House had negotiated for weeks with the Cuban government to allow a press conference following his meeting with Cuban President Raul Castro in Havana on Monday. Well, such question and answer sessions are routine for Obama. Who cares? F off. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Story's done. I don't care. You don't care. But something you need to care about, because this is very important.
Yes.
There's a new hashtag you need to know about on Twitter.
Yes.
That's right. There's another terrorist massacre. Well, here's your hashtag. It is hashtag JESUIS Brussels.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's Je suis Brussels. Je suis. I don't know what that actually means.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe the people that were turned into Swiss cheese. Maybe. Well, terror again. That's right. There were heightened terror alerts today across Europe and in the U.S. and around the world, but Obama stayed at his baseball game. Mm-hmm. Yes, gang, another attack by the Islamic State. The terrorist group claimed responsibility for the explosions at Brussels airport and in the downtown metro shop that killed at least 31 people, wounded scores of others. Well, security in Belgium has raised its terror threat to the maximum level. The U.S. reports no indications of specific threats in this country, but authorities increased security measures at transport hubs and landmarks. U.S. airlines canceled flights to Brussels. Well, why Brussels?
Yes.
Well, Salah Abdeslam, the main suspect from November's Paris terror attack to kill 130 people, was arrested Friday in Brussels suburb. He told investigators he was plotting another major assault, and his capture heightened fears of an attack. Obama reacts. The world must stand united regardless of nationality or race or faith in fighting against the scourge of terrorism. That's what he said today.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they got that quote when he was standing at the urinal at the baseball diamond. And then the rest of the story is all about Obama and Cuba.
Yes.
Okay. Well, moving on. What does human flesh taste like? It's a good thing to know.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to say before I actually read this story that it tastes like chicken.
Yes.
Well, ever wonder what human flesh would taste like? Well, probably not, or at least so we hope.
Yeah.
But journalist Greg Foote set out to answer that question nonetheless. Well, sort of. In the BBC's Secrets of Everything episode, medical professionals removed a small piece of flesh from Foote's leg, which was then cooked by scientists in a laboratory. Since it is illegal to consume human meat, Foote only sniffs and analyzes the aroma of his own flesh.
Yes.
To compare the scents of various animal meats to that of human. With the help of scientists, he then cooks and consumes a burger that contains a combination of animal meats closest to how human flesh would taste. That's nice. You know, I would expect a story like this out of, like, I don't know, Louisiana or something.
Yes.
What the hell's wrong with the BBC? Well, speaking of bad food, 1,000 Michigan penitentiary inmates are protesting bad prison food. That's right. In Lansing, Michigan, after months of relative quiet under new contractor, new protests over food erupted in a Michigan prison over the weekend. And early this week, a correction department spokesman confirmed to us today about 1,000 of the prison's approximately 1,300 inmates staged a silent protest on Sunday at Kinross Correctional Facility near Kinachillo in the Upper Peninsula before a similar number refused to eat meals on Monday. Now, the demonstrations related to complaints about the quality of the food provided by the Florida-based Trinity Services Group, which about 8 months ago replaced problem-plagued Aramark Correctional Services, which is based in Philadelphia as the prison food contractor. Until these incidents, things have been going well, Galt said. This is the first issue that we've seen related to food in months. Maybe they're very responsive whenever there were issues before. Whatever. Shut up. You're inmates. Be lucky you're not eating your own feet. And this just in, breaking news, Hillary Clinton has won the Arizona Democratic primary. That is official. You can take that to the freaking bank.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this whole race is going to come down to Donald Trump.
Yes.
Versus Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
He's got 74%.
Yes.
She's got 8%. Next window. And moving on here. Yes, sir, it is time. It is time to go for our next commercial break. Don't you worry. When we come back, we're going to tell you about Facebook's new safety regulations and how they're going to save you from terrorists. Not gonna do it.
Yes.
I'm George Takei.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, good for you. Really? It's nice of you to throw that in there. What are you, drunk? Yeah. Okay.
I did not sleep with him.
No. Yeah. Well, thanks for the update there, George. Yeah. Shut up. I need to go to commercial.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, surprise. So go get your refills, whatever you're drinking, eating, smoking. Ooh, maybe not eating. Yeah. Guess after that human foot story, you're not eating. Yeah. So yeah. Well, just go get some more coffee or cigarettes or whatever you're doing. We'll be back in 2.
For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons, always fresh, always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice Body Spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful.
A broom closet.
But the best part was the shower. My wife drying herself in the Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain.
Defined the whole vacation for her.
Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Batten down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
In the studio with us today are millions of Americans. Millions, welcome.
Our pleasure.
We're asking millions of Americans to get their children's eyes examined once a year. All in favor of annual eye exams for children 3 and up, say aye.
Aye.
Say, I care means you care.
I care means you care.
Now say, Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Sally sells she sells. Rules.
Gotcha.
By the she store.
A public service message of the American Optometric Association.
You're listening to Coffee
They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
and Cigarettes.
Share my cigarette with her. Yeah, I fucked her every Wednesday evening.
With Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash Jesus. Only on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Okay, how did I fuck up?
Well, it just comes natural. Yeah.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
That's true. Yeah. Well, no, technically, Gilbert does have somebody who loves him. Her name is Dara, and she's actually got a sweet ass. Oh.
How many different families do you have?
Oh yeah. So George, how is your now you went to the doctor
Yes.
today? What's going on with that now?
Well,
Yeah.
I have to cough in Allegiance.
Yes, in your play.
Yes. It's a very dusty internment camp that we're at.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm an old man and I'm fragile and I'm constantly coughing. And when they take me to the infirmary, I thought, here's this threatening MP, military police, that comes and holds a gun against my grandson. And so I'm holding my cough and until he leaves. And when he leaves, I have this great big giant wheeze because I've been holding back the cough.
Yeah.
And that's what's been doing me in. I was losing my voice the last couple of days, and particularly
Can you, I know it's dangerous, but can you do your old wheeze?
I've
your
been
dangerous
doing that got me in trouble.
Yes. Okay.
Don't tell my doctor.
Oh,
Which woman are you married to or living with now?
George is gay. Yeah, it's man.
That was a mistake on my part.
All right. Well, now you know. Now you know. I'm glad you know. Welcome back to the show. Coffee and Cigarettes, HTLA Radio 1, New York's Best Talk.com. Can you say it with me? When I was a kid growing up in Canada,
yes,
I used to think all the time that Americans were so cool.
Yes.
Like everybody was just smart and functional and shit.
Yes.
They get here and they're drooling morons.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Transparency. It's a bitch. Yeah. I guess it's what you're exposed to in the media.
Yes.
John Wayne.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Oh, Christ, no. He even turned out to be a moron. But you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like everybody's in our media, in our television, in our movies.
Yes.
In North America here, everybody's so bloody competent. It's not funny. That's why when I, of course, heard that the corporal, the airman there in NORAD on the morning of 9/11.
Yes.
When she's taking the phone call and they're telling her that, jetliners are, flying into New York City and crashing and killing thousands. This is real world. Her response was, quote, "Oh, cool." I just want to, most Americans that I see,
yes,
I just want to hit them with bats until they stop moving.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, there it is. Yeah.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
No, Louis, it's not crazy. It's just dumb. It's just... I don't know. Well, anyway, gang, welcome back to your Tuesday Espresso of HTLA Radio 1, New York's Best Talk, idiots. I think I'm going to do something.
Yes.
On the HTLA website.
Yes.
I'm going to do, mark my word, tomorrow I am going to do this. Tomorrow night for Coffee and Cigarettes, it will be done. Now, I'm going to do this on the HTLA website, newyorksbesttalk.com.
Yes.
I'm going to create something that the SEO people call a call to action.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be very simple. When you go to newyorksbesttalk.com,
yes.
Of course, what's going to happen is there's going to be a little pop-up there, and it says, "Hey, Crash wants to know that you're not a drooling idiot." please submit your email address and join our mailing list so that we know that we are sending out emails to people who are not drooling morons. And you see, I will know.
Yes.
Because if the folks have come to NewYorksBestTalk.com,
Yes.
they're going to see that and be able to sign up.
Yes.
If they go to NewYorkBestTalk.com, well, they're not going to see shit, and I'll know.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
Damn straight. I'm going to make you prove to me, America, that you are smarter than I know you are. That's right. Well, let's get back to some of these stories here because they're so damned important. I don't know. I'm serious about story time with Crash. And I know Alex and Jonathan be all over that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Boys, you want some sexual education? I'm going to take you on a 20,000 Leagues Under the Skirt tour. Yes. You can call me Captain Nympho.
Yes.
That's right. Oh, Captain Nympho. What's that? Oh, that's a clitoris, son. We're about to pass through the vulva. Stand by engine room for full ahead and reverse. Ahead and reverse. Yes, 20,000. Under the Skirt, coming soon to HTLA.
Yes.
Well, let's see. What's the next incredible story? Oh, here's an incredible story. Could the Brussels attacks happen here? Well, major cities across the USA scrambled to harden their security nets after the latest terror attacks, this time in Brussels, leaving dozens dead and renewed fear that urban transit stations are easy and effective targets for suicide bombers. Police in Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles reported all stepped-up security at rail stations and airports. New York City Mayor Bill DeFazio pledging, of course, that New Yorkers will not live in fear as everyone cowered. NYPD, of course, was on increased alert across the city. And while we take this threat seriously, he says, our lives will continue today in honor of those lost to terrorism. Yes, because I'm sure everybody who died thanks to terrorism is really happy to know we're going on about our work day. Ah, yes. Oh, you can't stop me, terrorists. I'm working. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the bullshit they feed to you. Now, and people wonder why I don't love our mayor.
Yes.
Oh, yes, de Blasio, I'm going to go to work for all the dead people. Can I have that sniper rifle now, please? Well, like many nationwide, New York's transit system is vulnerable, of course. The city's massive 5-borough subway system, which in 2014 carried more than 1.75 billion riders, or about 5.6 million riders every day. Features more than 1,000 entrances and exits. That makes it much more open than the typical U.S. airport with its checkpoints and tight security, says Rep. Peter King, a Republican of New York. Well, damn, you're good, Peter. We'll vote for you next time.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Now on to Facebook news.
Yes.
Yes, Facebook activates their safety check after the Brussels attack so that you, the Facebook user, will be safe. Yeah, and it's pretty stringent, I got to say.
Yes.
A couple of months ago, I posted a picture of me wearing some tight Calvin Klein boxer shorts.
Yes.
They were a gift from a listener. They sent them along, told me they wanted pictures. So
Yes.
Well, of course, because Kate is the way she is.
Yes.
She had to take the picture.
Yes.
Although I probably could have got an intern to do it. But anyway, whatever. I had Kate take the pictures.
Yes.
Well, Kate's kind of one of the reasons that I married her, of course, is because, when she's around that region, she gets very hungry. Well, anyway, long story short, I was modeling the Calvin Kleins and she really liked them.
Yes.
She got a little excited and started sucking on them.
Yes.
So, of course, I get this massive hard-on. Now, whatever. When it came time to take the picture,
yes.
It was still quite hard. So I smacked the head a little bit. That tends to make it go down.
Yes.
I put it back in the Calvin Kleins there.
Yes.
And, okay, so you can see an outline of I'm not going to downplay it, an amazing-looking penis. Right? So it's amazing looking penis and balls.
Yes.
Swaddled perfectly tightly in these Calvin Kleins. It was almost heavenly. Yeah. So anyway, Kate takes the pic.
Yes.
And I posted on the Facebook and I tagged the person who sent them to me, and thank you very much. There you go. Enjoy. Right? The thing is on there like 5 months.
Yes.
Not a peep.
Yes.
Well, today, I guess thanks to the Brussels attacks, all of a sudden my underwear seemed to pose a terrorist threat. No, it did. That's right. Not only did they delete my underwear pic,
yes,
they banned my Facebook, shut me down. I can't post anything for 24 hours. Now, so you can sleep well tonight, America. But you mark my words, you pantyhose-wearing imperialists. I will post my underwear again.
Yes.
Unless my demand for a sniper rifle and Obama's head is met. Oh, that's right. Today, Facebook has activated its safety check feature.
Yes.
Yes, of course, for Brussels, following the terror attack in the Belgian capital that killed more than 30 people and injured more than 100 others. How many people do they think my penis is going to kill? Well, the new safety check allows Facebook users to let friends know they're safe following a natural disaster, except people like Crash Jesus because he posted a picture of his underwear. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Crash Jesus. You can't tell anyone you're okay after the terrorist attack because of your penis. Facebook will send a notification asking if they're safe. Users can also receive alerts when their friends are marked as safe. Pretty soon, we can just all be safe. Well, the check has been used in the past, of course, for natural disasters since it's launched back in October 2014, including earthquakes in Chile and Nepal. Last year's attacks in Paris marked the first time that Facebook activated the service for a crisis that was not a natural disaster. Well, Facebook, what if I have to post a picture of my penis to let the folks that really know me know that I'm safe? Well, no, come on, think about this. This is a security issue.
Yes.
How will the people that are apparently getting notified that I'm safe?
Yes.
How will they really know it's me unless I send them my penis? Because I'm telling you right now, the people that know me,
yes,
it doesn't matter if they're men or women, they're expecting that penis. If they just get some airy-fairy little notification, oh, Crash Jesus is just fine.
Yes.
That's when all my friends and family would be like, there's something wrong. Well, over the last few years, there have been many disasters and crises where people have turned to the internet for help, says Facebook CEO Mark Stupidass.
Yeah.
In a release statement today, the safety check, back when it first launched, he says, each time we see people use Facebook to check on their loved ones and see if they're safe. Connecting with people is always valuable, but these are moments when it matters most, so we're going to start implementing advertising on your safety notifications. And how about this tonight? 21 for cigarettes, but only 18 for pot.
Yes.
Well, should you have to be 21 to buy beer and cigarettes, but only 18 to smoke marijuana?
Yeah.
Well, if a measure that passed the California legislature is signed into law, that's exactly what will happen. The measure, of course, would raise the legal age to buy cigarettes to 21, the same as it is for alcohol. How could this happen? Well, certainly many of the same arguments that apply to limiting the use of alcohol and cigarettes apply with equal force to marijuana. Teenagers tend to get hooked more easily. Young people driving impaired remains a serious problem. And like tobacco, marijuana smoke harms your lungs and gives you cancer. Therefore, it's difficult to justify raising the legal age for cigarettes to match alcohol while leaving marijuana alone. I doubt my colleagues want to steer young people toward marijuana. I do. Why not? These are the same hypocrite sons of bitches. No, they are. Same hypocrite sons of bitches right here that are doing this.
Yes.
That were at Woodstock. Yeah. Figure I'd light up a joint now. I'm old enough. Yeah. Yes, I doubt my colleagues want to steer young people towards marijuana, says the guy who is at Woodstock dancing naked for 3 days, having sex with men and women. Yeah. But I fear that's what this law would do. If an 18-year-old wants to smoke something, he'll be able to legally smoke marijuana as long as he convinces a doctor that he occasionally has trouble sleeping or some aches and pains. Going to clue you in on something, California. California, you've got legalized marijuana.
Yes.
It's pills, dumbasses. Yeah. It's not the doctor saying, yeah, man, go down and score a bag of weed. Yeah, rock on. No, it's a very nice doctor.
Yes.
Wearing a very nice lab coat.
Yes.
Going, oh, you have trouble sleeping. Right. Rip. Here you go.
Yes.
And you're like, ooh, marijuana, 500 grams.
Yes.
So you go on down. Oh, Mr. Pharmacy. Mr. Pharmacy. There you go, Mr. Pharmacist. I've got it right there. Marijuana.
Yes.
Okay, son, give me 10 minutes to fill this and come back. So the kid goes off, reads a Playboy. Well, no, he reads it because that's all he can do anymore. They've stopped the pictures. Comes back to the old pharmacy counter.
Yes.
Pays the man his nice insurance copay, whatever that is. Well, here you go, son. Here's a bottle of pills. Enjoy. That's right, folks, because unless you're a drooling moron, oh, wait, y'all are. Yeah. You have problems sleeping, you ain't going to be smoking.
Yes.
No, you want the smoking stuff? Well, let's talk terminal. Let's talk terminal. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about your cancer.
Yes.
Let's talk about your lymphoma.
Yes.
Let's talk about your AIDS. Let's talk about your Kaposi's sarcoma over a nice joint, eh? That's right. Yeah. Let's talk about lymphatic loogies. Yeah. Let's talk about 6 months to live while you smoke your weed. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, but you're a little dumbass 5-year-old or 18-year-old and you're having trouble sleeping?
Yes.
Oh, well, here's a pill, dumbass. Oh. Well, as most Californians know, there are plenty of practitioners who grant medical marijuana cards to whoever asks. Oh, yeah, just go get them. Yeah. Morgan Spurlock, he's the man.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. An 18-year-old can enlist in the military, serve on a jury, and that condemns someone to death, of course. Vote for the leader of the free world, Donald Trump. Well, it might sound strange to them that we don't trust them making health decisions. Well, I guess so, especially when, the law was passed a year ago that 13-year-old girls, what is it, their holes, their choice? Here's a little reminder, America, from the litmus test I took in Canada in 1986.
Yes.
In 1986. Remember, that was a good year.
Yes.
That's when Oprah Winfrey first ran her first Oprah Winfrey show. Yes, and to compete with all the other shows out there at the time, like Jerry Springer.
Yes.
What did Oprah have to do? Oh, well, she had to have 8-year-old pregnant mommies. That's right, 8-year-old pregnant mommies. Of course, they were all black.
Yes.
And, of course, Oprah's show was so touching.
Yes.
Won numerous Emmy Awards, and Louis is still pissed. Mm-hmm. But here's the kicker. 8-year-old mommies.
Yes.
8-year-old black mommies.
Yes.
That was a problem in 1986.
Yes.
Coming along in 2015 with 13-year-olds, your holes, your choice. Too little, too late. Oh, yeah. No, sorry, America. You're about 25 years behind your own time. And in the immortal words of Christ Jesus tonight, I give you next window. Next window. And speaking of next window, that is all the time I got.
Yes.
But amazingly enough, I did get through all the stories.
Yes.
Even though some of them I just closed because they're that stupid. That's true. As always, I want to thank the one, the only Louis Lawless for being here tonight, sir. It's absolutely a joy and an honor. Never get enough of you. Thank you, sir.
That was a mistake on my part.
All right, F off. Gilbert, thank you as always, sir.
Thank you for listening and support the show for the love of God.
Thank you, George.
But I didn't do it willingly. My
No.
agent was very persuasive.
Well, you were still here, and I appreciate it, sir.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
All right, well. There you go. Well, and hey, all of you out there in listener land, whether you're in and around the New York City area, now calling the police to converge on Studio 2 and arrest me for offering to assassinate the president. Thank you for listening, and indeed, thank you for reporting me before I take that man's head off.
Yes.
You've saved a life tonight. Do it in the name of Brussels. That's right. And all the folks listening on the internet, whether it's iTunes, iHeart, Spreaker, Stitcher, Pandora.
Yes.
We got your number somehow. Don't worry. The folks that we will upload good copies of the show because Spreaker sucks. Gene Costine, Alex, Jonathan, thank you boys for listening. And yes, we will go on the Captain Nympho adventures. Yes, we will. Yeah. Hook up with me after the show, Gene, and we'll discuss Captain Nympho and how he can help your children grow into men. Anyway, gang, from all of us here at HTLA, have yourselves a great night. We'll see you tomorrow for, yes, it is, the Godzilla Wednesday. Have yourself a great one.
I don't want to brag, but I pride myself on watching naked actresses in movies and jerking off.